How often do you look at a girl and immediately think, she's cute, but there's no point in pursuing her? Just recently came across a situation where my friend liked a girl and he just missed her, saying that I would not be able to take care of her, that he would not be able to provide for her properly. I wonder how many guys think that too. Story 1. Sure, almost every day. The difference with me is that I'm in a point in my life where pursuing a relationship just doesn't make sense. Not for the reasons your friend has, but my life currently is just about 100% drama-free. I have a lot of hobbies I enjoy doing on my own or with friends. I have daily habits and routines I'm very happy with. And overall, I'm just at peace. I'm not willing to derail any of that, throwing a variable in there, like pursuing a relationship or girl at the moment. I've been the happiest in my life being single for the past few years. Story 2. All the time, but back in February of this year, I was working at the airport. Saw this gorgeous, tall woman who was clearly British. Got discouraged from talking to her. Turned out it was Joss Stone, the singer. I talked myself out of hitting on a celebrity. Story 3. You mean in public? Don't women just want to be left alone? I'm not approaching strangers unless it's a social context that greenlights that kind of behavior. The primary reason I would not pursue someone now is that I'm married though. And presumably, some number of men out in public are also in happy monogamous relationships. When I was single though, I wouldn't bother a woman in public just because she was cute, and I assume women just want to be left alone. Someone replied, "Ta-da!" But we women are stuck in the mindset of the man making the first move, and this is seriously fucked up. We fucked up. You guys got the message? Thank you. So women need to let men know we're interested. Hi, I'm Joe. How's your day going? That is a really interesting thing you have there. And follow up with a question about said thing. Nothing is personal. Kill your ego, women. Just make conversation. If he's not interested, there's 100 reasons and few have to do with you. Get comfortable being told no. Be appreciative of his time and boundaries. Okay, have a good one. Are women afraid? Well, who isn't? Taking a risk is part of adulting. Public discourse is part of adulting. I wonder if social media isn't stunting the emotional growth of people. IDK, but women need to step up. We got men to listen, and now women need to step up and show interest, to recognize and support men as people. The OP replied, I think you're pretty on point here. Just one point I have a comment on. We fucked up. Kinda. I don't think the "don't approach women outside of appropriate circumstances" message is wrong in any way. It's just that too many women didn't realize that they need to do the next step of, we have to approach men now. It was an inherently two-step process, and most women refuse to take that second step unless it's some guy in a league above hers. But as far as I am aware, the majority of women aren't interested in any men of their league or below, and then get upset when those out-of-their-league men act like the women are reaching out of their league. And yeah, my confusion as to when is an appropriate circumstance is as much on me as it is on women, but it would help if women were more clear about what they consider an appropriate circumstance. Story 4. Several times a day, but never for that reason, I have zero interest in someone that I have to provide for or take care of. Someone replied, I can understand that. I also have that thought and hesitation as a woman meeting men who just wants to take from me. But do you ever think you'll meet someone who will do for you what you would do for her? You both take care of each other? You both provide for one another? Genuine question. A follow-up reply said, not OP, but yes. I still hold on to that hope of finding someone who wants an equal partnership. But it becomes harder every day. I'd like to live a comfortable life, and many women in my age range are wants children stage of life, each dating. And in today's economic climate, I don't see how that is possible without being quite well off. Like, I don't even own a home yet. Can't imagine paying a mortgage for childcare so I can keep my job. Story 5. Used to be pretty much every time. She probably has a BF, or I doubt she would be interested in me. Now I just can't think of anything to say when I see someone I like. Not quick enough anyway. I try to remember things I think of afterwards for the next time, but still my mind goes blank in the moment. Story 6. Pretty and cute, but single. She cute, but probably crazy. Pretty and cute with a guy nearby. They're probably dating. Pretty and cute in a pack of other pretty and cute ladies. Too much effort to try and riz the shit out of all the ladies just to get to the one. Also, all the time, she doesn't even know I exist. She could do way better than me. Am I actually ready to date? I'm overthinking this. On with my day. Story 7. Every time. I'm 35 years old. I'm done chasing. Pursuit is a young man's game. Am patient now and sit back and wait to be approached or for an opportunity to fall in my lap. Whatever works as long as it's not a bunch of work. I don't work outside of work anymore. And Story 8. I'm a lady, so maybe you don't want my response. But just in case it's relevant, I also feel this way. I feel so broken, sure not where I'm supposed to be in life, that it is genuinely not a worthwhile pursuit anymore. Like anyone I could on paper have a healthy relationship with would not accept me for very long. And anyone that would accept me would be doing so either for the wrong reasons or because they themselves are fucked up. It's gotten to a point that when I see someone attractive, I get that little dopamine rush we all get, and then reality hits and I disengage. My head just keeps playing these scenarios of trying to live a normal life in a relationship, and I just feel like I'd fall short. Like I can't do it even if I try. I'm just missing something, and anyone who gets too close ends up feeling it, and there's nothing I can do. So my options are keep throwing myself at relationships that are not going to work because reality is I am not relationship material and get my heart broken, or accept that I am not relationship material and try to get something else out of life. I wish I could have a relationship, so acceptance is hard, but I'm working on it. Story 9. Maybe it's easier to explain it like this. You've seen that meme of the fat guy and the handsome guy asking the same question, and the woman calls HR on the fat guy. It's a vast oversimplification of a genuine issue. Impromptu advances are a lot more well received when made by someone attractive. The difference between having your interest reciprocated in an engaging way and creeping a girl out and giving her the ick comes down to if she's attracted to you or not. The problem is that as a man, you are expected to know this without talking with her. And if you get it wrong, you've harmed someone. So most men are going to err on the side of caution and avoid talking to anyone they perceive as above their league. Because A, they don't want to be seen as a creep, and B, they don't want to be hurt. Having to initiate is a scary and vulnerable position to be in, and no one wants to get hurt by doing that. There is an extraordinarily simple solution to this problem that will never happen, at least in this current climate. Women ask men out. It solves 99% of these problems, but it won't happen because, like I said, expressing interest in someone is a vulnerable position to be in. Why would people do that if they don't have to? Story 10. When I was single, this was a constant occurrence. I think it is for almost any single guy. It's usually not worth it to pursue a girl unless I have some sort of in that will grease the wheels. Pursuing a girl you don't know that hasn't shown any interest in you is the absolute hardest way to date. You're going to spend a ton of time and get few results. Story 11. More often than not, thoughts that run through my head which are based on how I feel in the moment. Women complain a lot about men bothering them, and I don't want to bother her. I don't want to put her on the spot of having to reject me. That's an uncomfortable feeling, having to reject someone. I don't feel like feeling rejected. I may not be rejected, and I'll be okay if I am rejected. But I just don't want to feel the more likely possibility of being rejected. Statistically, I'd say I'm one of the guys who's more successful at dating than average. But I still have a high rejection rate, and the shit just gets old. She's really fine, but she probably has issues. Statistically, we're probably not a match, so this is a waste of time. I don't feel like spending any money on someone I don't know, and we're most likely not a match, so it'll be a waste of time and money. She probably wants a relationship. I just want something casual. If things work out to more dates, she'll likely get attached. I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. She probably has a boyfriend. I don't feel like putting in long-term effort right now. If I'm going to put in the effort, I got to be willing to see it through for future dates. She looks too young. She looks too old. Although too young is a bigger deterrent for me personally, I prefer mature women with life experience that matches mine. I'm just thinking with my dick right now. Like when a woman is ovulating, LOL. Story 12. Literally almost every woman on Bumble that isn't someone I consider to be in my league. I know rationally that league isn't actually a thing most of the time, but I only have so many swipes available, and I'm aware that swiping yes on everyone lowers me in the algorithm. Extrapolated into real life, I have internal problems feeling like a creep. Woman working out in gym? I tend to do my best to give them privacy. I also assume there's no interest in me, and that interest is one-sided. Story 13. It happens more often than you think. When I was in college 35 years ago, I did this quite a bit. She looked incredibly hot. I felt a little nerdy. I didn't bother pursuing her because it seemed pointless. It's one reason why if you're a woman and you see a man you like, you need to say something rather than hope he'll approach you. Story 14. Not pursuing a woman because you don't think you can take care of her or provide for her properly is a cop-out. Odds are she's not looking for someone to take care of her and provide for her. She can take care of herself. If that's what's stopping him from pursuing, he's just scared of being rejected. Story 15. All the time. First, the odds of anything meaningful coming from a cold approach are extremely low for most men. I've spent the last 15 years at least hearing women very adamantly say, "Don't approach us. Don't flirt with us. Don't ask what we're reading or listening to. Just leave us alone." Second, the odds of it being a good match are pretty low. I'm not looking for short-term, I'm looking for marriage. I want to know a lot about a person before I decide to pursue her, namely whether she shares my faith or not. The odds of a random woman in my area being both single and Christian are pretty slim. Third, I'm 35 and have been struggling to establish my career in his economy. Housing prices are out of control, my wages have barely kept up with inflation, and as a result, I'm still renting from my parents. No woman wants an average-looking guy who rents from his parents, can't get a raise, and doesn't have the skills to re-career himself. That concludes today's stories. If you like stories like these, please make sure to like and subscribe for more. If you have any opinions on these stories, let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed today's story time, and I hope to hear from you all soon.